Our season preview rolls on with the Chicago Cubs, and not really a familiar sight to see playoff odds as low as 23.4% going into the 2021 season, Dallas. How do you feel about those playoff odds? Is that something that you think is fair? Do you think that they are off base with this? We know that this is not a season that many Cubs fans are going into with great expectations or optimism. We know that they've unloaded a little bit with Yu Darvish now with the Padres, but did not end up trading Chris Bryant. The captain, Anthony Rizzo, still there. Javi Baez still there. Is 23.4% low in your opinion? That's not even to win the division. That's just to make the playoffs.
That's just to make the playoffs. I feel like that might be slightly offensive.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a complete and total open hand slap across the face, though.
I would say, objectively speaking, it should be in the mid 40% range.
Wow. I think is that high?
I would say if you go 43% odds to make the playoffs, again, to make the playoffs, not to win the division, you're still talking about the odds being against you to get there.
Sure. Do you think that they have better odds than they have better odds than the Cardinals, do they?
No.
Are we sure?
Yes.
I would hope, yeah.
To make the playoffs. I mean, the Cardinals, you fucking mark that down.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's book that.
So yeah, I don't think,
because then who would have the highest? The Brew Crew? We are going to the playoffs this year.
The Crew.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that.
That's the vibe. I don't know. I feel like that's a little offensive just because I do feel like that lineup can still get it done. Like that's not like a lineup full of slouches. That's just a lineup full of guys who haven't necessarily delivered on what we've known them to be capable of, which is why it's scary. Ian Happ can have a breakout year. That becomes very dangerous because he's at the top of that lineup.
Ian Happ is going to have a big breakout year. He's got Ian Happ has like a new swag to him that I haven't detected in years past. Like he's usually like he's got a calm energy about him.
When we talked to him on the RV, he was very, very cool, collected customer, calculated. I could see, yeah. That's I think this year's going to be a big year for him. But yeah, dude, I mean the meat and potatoes of that thing, the Brizzo and co, Jock Peterson, like you mentioned, Javi, who let's see what Nico Horner does, young fella. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Do you think KB has a big time comeback season this year?
I don't know if it's a big time comeback season. I think it's going to be a lot better than what we've seen recently. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was one of those guys that we kind of looped into the not that great 2020, but it's not like a sign of things to come. Like there are a lot of talented players that had dog shit 2020s.
And I think him just sort of acknowledging his, not that he fell out of love with the game, but that the game can wear on you, and combined with a lack of success and outside factors like perspectives can shift. And I feel like he's probably recaptured that spirit of the game that has gotten him so excited in the past. And that's going to factor into his performance. I also obviously love me some Professor. Give me Kyle Hendricks. I like him. I like Zach Davies. I would love to see Jake Arrieta bounce back.
That's the intriguing one to me. I feel like a lot of people are just saying like, oh, it's a nice little comeback story. He's going back to the Cubs, this and that. Where are you at on Jake Arrieta being able to actually contribute this year?
Well, we're going to find out. And I think we're going to know early, if I'm being honest.
Fair.
I think I think we're going to know early.
He's either going to come out of the gates blazing or the wheels are going to fall off real quick.
Yeah. Like you're going to see him. You're going to see what he's doing well and know that he can continue to do that, or you're going to see, oh man, it just doesn't look like the ball has the finish. It doesn't look like the secondary stuff has the bite. And I don't know if he's going to be able to, as they say in the fight game, intelligently defend himself out there.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for what could potentially happen there. But again, those odds seem a little low for me.
Slightly offensive. Cleveland
next
Indians.
Up, the Indians, 19.2%.
Probably a little high.
You think so?
I mean,
you lose Francisco Lindor. Hey, let me just tell you one thing right now. When you trade your franchise player, the season that follows, not fun. Not a good time. You know what is fun though? Tracking the potential top 5 picks in the MLB draft in the year that follows, because you're going to get one, which is nice.
That's what we can say about the Cleveland Indians playoff odds, is they give you a strong reason to follow the MLB draft.
They sure do.
So that's what I have to say about the Cleveland Indians playoff odds at 19.2%, is they give you a strong reason to look towards the future and what that could look like if you're following college baseball this year.
Does Joe Ram finish the season with the Indians?
I'll answer a question with a question. Who's traded first, Joe Ram or Story?
Story. I think Trevor Story gets traded. I think the Indians maybe try to extend Jose Ramirez and then get laughed out of the building, and they just hang on to him anyway. I think that's a failed extension attempt, no trade.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you just can't count another man's chickens. So who knows? If the price tag is right, Joe Ram might not give a damn what just happened with Lindor, might not give a damn what you're telling him about the future. He might only give a damn about making sure his families have roofs over their heads. And I can respect that.
I got a prediction for you, even though we're not talking about the Rockies. You brought up the name. I think Trevor Story gets traded well before the trade deadline. I don't think he's like a deadline day guy where it comes together the day of, like the last minute buzzer beater. I think the Rockies identify where they're at pretty early on, and they're like, you know what, let's maximize the value by trading like 2 extra months of this guy.
That's going to require some homework, and that's going to require some teams already having put packages together. Not saying that that's not the case, because I'm sure it is. There's folks that have done their evaluations.
Well, I think that there's teams that have probably checked in this past winter.
Sure.
I'm sure that those conversations have already started, but once you trade Nolan, I think the Rockies probably identified like, hey, we don't want to go into a full-blown fire sale here, or at least give off the notion that we're having.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Yeah, because once you trade Nolan, then you trade Story. What's stopping you from trading Chucky Blackmon? So you might as well just blow the whole thing up. But if you have a potential free agent at the end of the year and Trevor Story, Blackman's under contract, he signed that big extension, you're going to have to move Story. And I imagine that teams contacted the Rockies and they had some discussion. I mean, you wouldn't be doing your job if you weren't at least listening to offers for Story this past winter, but optics of it, not great. But yeah, I think because of those initial conversations that may or may not have been had this past offseason, you could see Story get dealt in late May, June.
It'd be very interesting to see.
Would be.
I want to see who's in on that in May. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Because that's an early flag raiser for me. Like, oh shit. All right, yeah, we'll take him. Let's get it done. Not confident. Shy Sox. 63.5%. We'll call it 64%.
Call it 100%.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like that.
What do you like most about this team this year?
I'm most excited to see like 4 dudes in that lineup.
Give me one name.
Click.
One name. Give me one.
I don't want to give you Lou Bob because that's an easy one. I want to give you Eloy.
Okay.
And you might say that that's an easy one too, but I feel like there's more. I don't know. I feel like we see the rawness.
I mean, the home run that he hit in 19 at Wrigley when the ball like went up the fucking stairs in center field, like that's like to me what I point to, and it's like, oh, what does raw power mean? Hey, watch that fucking Eloy Jimenez home run that he hit.
Because like defensively, no. I just want to see. I want to see
how many nets will he fall into this year?
right. I want to see, because that's a dude. I don't know what he's projected to hit. I got to believe somewhere between 30 and 35 homers, maybe even 40 home. I don't know if they're throwing around the 40 homer tag on him. But between a guy like Moncada, Eloy, the youngster, Andrew Vaughn, and Nick Madrigal, because the other guys we know
Eloy's
about.
projected hit 271, 829 OPS, 31 bombs, 24 doubles.
There you go. 30 to 40. So you give me Eloy, Vaughn, Yoan, and Madrigal.
Yeah.
Give me those dudes performing. I want to watch those guys and how their evolution goes, because we've watched Tim Anderson evolve. We know what Yasmani's about. We know what Jose Abreu, former MVP, is about. Spanky, Adam Eaton, the Lou Bobs. We get that. Those are guys that could have a big factor, or play a big factor in this team just blowing people out of the water.
Right. So the exercise was pick one thing from each team. Dallas went through the entire lineup. I'm going to go with one name here, and that is Michael Kopech. He's back.
Yep.
You didn't see him last year. You got a little taste in 2019. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's been married, divorced. He's what, 23 years old. He's seen some shit, and now it's time to see that shit on the baseball field. We all know about the stuff. Throws hard, and this is a guy that I feel like could be an absolute weapon for the White Sox. That, we were talking about the White Sox last year during spring training. We were already proceeding without him even in the equation, and we didn't even know if he was going to opt out or not. And then he obviously ended up opting out. So you talk about a White Sox team last year that very much impressed a lot of people, and then you add that type of talent to that team. I'm excited to see what happens, because it's not a situation again where, the team is make or break without his presence. He can only add, and he has the ability to add in a big way. So I'm excited to see what becomes of Michael Kopech. Is he a reliever? Is he a starter? Either way, electric shit. Can't wait to see him in a full season, because he was a call up at 19, didn't play last year. Now it's fucking go time. Who's next?
Bravos.
Oh,
65%.
100%.
100%.
I've got them in the World Series.
You do, which means the Dodgers won't be repeating if we're living in Carrabis's world. Yeah. I'm not living in that world because I have they have to play a real season this year. I have a financial commitment to the Dodgers repeating the World Series champions through a friend. World Series hangover. Yeah, that's what I got. They're not hungry anymore. This is what happens when the dog catches the car. If it finds, whack. So I don't like. What do you? Yes, I agree. 65% to win. Is that too high? It's too low. Too low. Is that division theirs, Carrabis? That division is going to be probably the most exciting to watch. Besides, from a top to bottom, it'll be the most exciting to watch. Dallas Braden just attempted to drink his water with the cap still on the bottom. It's a podcast, Dick. They can't see that. Oh, because they couldn't see it, I just wanted them to know what took place there and that I didn't miss it. I just wanted you to know that I saw that. Thank you. The Atlanta Braves are going to the playoffs. Top to bottom, yes, most competitive division in baseball. I think the most exciting to watch will probably be the NL West, just because of the Dodgers-Padres rivalry. But from not necessarily anyone can win it, but there are multiple contenders in the NL East. And I think if there's going to be an anyone can win it division, that's it. I don't know. Maybe the Central, but that's only anybody can win it out of a few teams. Which Central? Hey, don't fucking sleep on those Royals, baby. I'm not, but then that makes it a 2-horse race. You lose Lindor, you lose Carrasco.
the Indians just always seem to find it. When was the last time that the Indians were irrelevant?
I am not putting them in the playoffs.
No, I'm not putting them in the
or
playoffs.
I'm not putting them in a competitive situation without those kind of guys.
Okay.
I'm not saying that our man McWinsey doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I
they've
get
got
it.
guys that they plug and play. That rotation is still good. Like, yes, you lose Carrasco, but I mean, like, there were 6-7 starters deep last year. It was like, we've got more starters than we know what the fuck to do with. So I need you. You know what, Dallas? Are you in or out on the Indians right now? I need you to tell me, because if the Indians are in it in August, I don't want to hear a fucking word from you, because I'm still in on the Indians. Are you in or out?
I'm not in.
You're not in. All right. So if the Indians are in the hunt in August, I don't want to hear a word about it from you.
That's fine. That's what you're not going to, because no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And we have friends on the team, Carrabis, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't.
Shout out to the Starting Nine Reddit that cannot stop talking about the fact that we acknowledge that, hey, we like Shane Bieber. By the way, did you know that Shane Bieber won the fucking Cy Young Award?
Sure did.
Yeah.
Didn't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah. Anyways, but like, to your point, you mentioned the name Tristan McKenzie. Okay. So you lose Carrasco. You just plug and play with another dude that blows cheese. And I'm not worried about that rotation one iota. Yes, you lose Lindor. That's a big loss. That's a big loss.
Chunky.
But look out for fucking Franmil Reyes, MVP.
It's aggressive. It's aggressive.
It's a little aggressive.
Who do we got? We got the Oakland A's.
Oh, God.
My Oakland A's at a very, very low, a criminally low, a preposterously low, a blasphemously low, 32%.
Yeah, I don't even feel right about that.
32%? Get the
who do they lose?
What are you talking about? Yeah, well, I mean, so we lost Liam Hendricks.
Who else? That's it?
Yeah, I mean, some other relievers.
Like?
We lost Marcus Semien. You know,
oh, yeah.
Shortstop.
Marcus Semien going to the Blue Jays.
Whatever.
Yeah, he was an MVP runner-up, right?
We got another shortstop, though. We got another shortstop. We have
that's super important, though.
Really good shortstop.
Would you agree?
Would
you agree that, if you lose a player that was a runner-up for MVP, like most valuable player of the league, that's a pretty significant loss?
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. I mean, it's not like, let's be honest. You lose the runner-up to the MVP via free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. It's not like it's not like we traded away our all-world generational talent, like just to hit a luxury tax mark or anything like that.
After winning a World Series.
So I'm okay with
the A's haven't won the World Series since the year I was born. I'm about to turn 32 in a week.
Just nature of the game.
Yeah, 32 years. That's how I can tell. Hey, when's the last time the A's won the World Series? It's like, well, how old am I?
Shortstop.
I'm 32 years old. Oh, so it's been 32 years since the A's have won one.
Outs.
Red Sox just won one.
Swinging the bat.
I've seen them win 4.
So you make those moves, and you get better intrinsically. You get better internally. And that's what the A's are going to look to do. They've got, in my opinion, one of the best rotations in baseball. Best rotation in the division. Not a question.
The A's have one of the best rotations in baseball.
Don't knock that.
I am knocking that.
You cannot.
I am knocking that.
Chris Bassett.
Okay.
Jesus Luzardo.
Yeah.
Sean Manaea.
Okay.
Frankie Montas.
Okay.
And AJ Puck's knocking on the door. I can't put him in there. But
rotation.
I kind of have. Okay, we get the fuck out of here.
It's okay.
Okay, rotation.
It's okay.
That's a great rotation. I mean, I'm happy with that
great
rotation.
Great is way too strong of an adjective. It's pretty good.
I like that rotation.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I am ultimately confident in that rotation.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a fine
rotation. If you're
rotation.
handing me any rotation in that division, I want you handing me that one.
Okay, but it's okay. It's pretty good.
No,
it's not.
No, hold on. From the king of what was your
sneaky okay?
Sneaky okay.
Yeah.
Like They are sneaky. Are like, would you give the A's the sneaky okay grade?
Yeah, they're sneaky okay.
You're not sneaky okay. Sean and I had no hit, you sons of bitches, a few years ago.
Yeah,
Frankie
that was a long time
Montas was
ago.
lights out. Chris
He's on
Bassett
steroids.
turned the page. That was a while ago. Business decision. We talked about that. Chris Bassett is a beast. Jesus Luzardo, him and the turkey sub. By the way, pick up your fucking turkey sub tee when you can, because those things are selling like turkey subs slathered in gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're sneaky okay.
They are really good. That rotation.
No, they're really good.
Rotation.
They're really good rotation.
Yep. We've also got one Mitchell Dubsack on the squad.
You're gonna love him.
Mitchie Dubsacks.
Yep.
Yeah, and we slide in Trevor Rosenthal into the
Which, by the way, why the fuck did it take him so long to get a contract? That dude was throwing cheese for the Padres last year.
So
Hondos. I don't even think he gave up a run once he got to San Diego.
We'll take it. See, that's even better because he's pitching right in front or right behind a guy who only gave up one run last year. That's Jake Diekman.
Jake Diekman. The one run was a homer in Dodger Stadium. Yeah.
True story. To the lefty.
Yeah.
Edwin Rios.
Mm-hmm.
But
I love his swing, by the way, Edwin Rios.
It's a good finish. I like the finish.
Oh, it's strong.
Yeah, so 32% criminally low. Criminally
low. I agree with you that it's low.
Thank you.
It's too low. I mean, the A's, they find a way. They're the cockroaches of the AL West. They always find a way. They never die until the first round of the playoffs. Next up, we have the Minnesota Twins. We have the Minnesota Twins next up here.
59%.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great fucking team. They're
strong.
They're a great team, and I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say it.
What aren't you gonna say?
No, I'm not gonna say it.
You have to address it.
No. I think I've already addressed it before.
They win in the division?
Yeah.
They're favored, aren't they? Are they favored to win the division?
Should be if they're not.
I think they're slightly favored above the White Sox.
They should. I mean, it's going to be a dog fight race.
It will be. Dog races are fun too.
Yeah, I think I think the Minnesota Twins have proven that they have what it takes to hold up for 162, and the White Sox, while a great team, need to prove that they can go the distance. 162. Like, can you be great for 162? We haven't seen that yet. Yes, we saw them in a 60-game season, but they were one of those teams, kind of like the Blue Jays, where it's like, okay, I mean, like, you've got a young team, and we've seen that before. You come out of the gates and you play really good baseball for a third of the season, and then you hit that adversity around. How do you respond to that? Like, you're going to have slumps, you're going to have injuries, things that there wasn't enough time to experience over the length of a full season. We need to see that from Toronto. We need to see that from Chicago. And I think that they're going to answer the bell just fine, especially after, adding Lance Lynn. You have some of that veteran presence that, Dallas Keuchel, when you brought those guys in, Gio, even though he wasn't like a huge player for them, like, they had those veteran guys to kind of come in and, show the younger guys the way. Obviously, Giolito becoming one of those veteran guys himself now at this point. But I would say the Twins are battle tested during the regular season.
That was a lot. Thanks for landing that plane. I do believe the White Sox have it in them, but they've got to prove it. And the Twins are in their way. And the Twins have it. They're the fighting Nelson Cruzes.
Mm-hmm.
Is who they are. And you're going to have to knock that wall down. I think the Twins are aptly dubbed a strong playoff contender, near 60%. I think that's fine. I'm okay with that.
I wish I could have more excitement about the Twins. I really do.
Why don't you?
Why? I think that they're going to do a good job during the season. Can Kenta Maeda do it again? Like, are we talking potential Cy Young candidate for Kenta Maeda at the end of this season?
If so, that helps. That helps a lot.
Yeah. What about like Barrios though? I mean, like how long? I mean, he's made all-star teams. Like he's been great, but like when are we going to see him go to that next level? Like,
yep, this would be a year for it.
Yeah, like kind of like how like a guy like Aaron Nola, sneaky, like under the radar ace that just doesn't get the love for being disgusting.
Yep.
Like, can we get Barrios in that conversation?
I think he's got to get himself in that conversation. That's what we're waiting for.
We are waiting for that.
That's what we're waiting for.
The stuff is there.
Oh, it plays.
Talent's there. We've seen it in spurts. I need to see it for a whole year. I need to see him. Because wasn't he was I think he got knocked around in one of those playoff games, one of the 50 million playoff games they played against
5 runs
the Yankees.
early, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Need to see him become like that. Fuck you, I'm the guy. Frontline starter.
The Friars.
Yeah.
This makes sense. 94%. 94% playoff odds. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just scale 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you hear or see the name Padres, what level of Fernando Tatis-ism is in your head? Like when you see Padres, like it's at a 7, 8, you automatically, like the first thing that pops into your head is Fernando Tatis Jr. and then everything else about the Padres?
To be honest with you, like when I think about the Padres, like I don't immediately go to Tatis. I don't immediately go to any one individual. Like I just think like it's excitement. Like it's like when I told you when I was watching baseball every fucking night for the entire season, 100 straight days. I watched every Padres game with full volume, and it's Don Orsillo, it's the Slam Diego, it's Hosmer, it's Machado, it's the whole deal. The team itself is exciting, and they were so fun to watch because they were playing baseball loose and they were good. And every single night it was like, oh, well, this, like, I can watch this guy start. I can watch that guy start. Like there are some teams that, yeah, you can watch them for the lineup sake, but to totally be locked in, it's like, okay, I gotta give a shit who's on the bump tonight. And the Padres, they were fucking fun to watch every night. So I mean, like that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm excited for baseball to come back is to like lock into that
Friars
Padres.
Games.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I don't have, I mean, there's nothing that I can, I can really add to that. Yes. The Padres.
I need a brawl this year, Dallas. I need one.
Oh,
I need a Dodgers Padres brawl. Like give me some juice for a video package that I can run in October when they meet each other again.
Do you have any idea what would happen if Walker Buehler sailed one into the rib cage of Fernando Tatis Jr.?
Oh,
you have any idea what would unfold? Like, I don't know. I'm not saying like
Machado would probably be the one to act more than Tatis.
I'm not saying immediate like chaos, but that's
not
all.
saying that.
That's all. A Buehler heater to the rib cage of Tatis Jr. solidifies that overtaking the Giants-Dodgers rivalry that has already
super fizzled out.
Yeah.
That's fizzled out since Puig left. I mean, Madison Bumgarner versus Yasiel Puig. It was almost like, it technically like the Giants Dodgers rivalry is like the number 2 baseball rivalry of all time. But that rivalry became between 2 individual players, not 2 teams.
Yeah. So
in its most recent inception of it.
Padres going to the playoffs. The Rays. 27.2% in a division that they won. Carrabis.
They did.
In a division that they won last year. Don't know if that's going to be the same for them this year.
Think so?
I don't know.
I think they make the playoffs.
Oh, I don't know if they make the playoffs.
I think they make the playoffs.
Who's coming out of the East? If it's not the Rays taking the division, potentially the Pinstripers.
Yeah,
If that's the case,
could be.
Who's taking that wild card spot?
I think the Rays make the playoffs this year. Whether it's the division or the wild card, I think they make the playoffs. I understand that Blake Snell, very good starting pitcher, but you don't just lose one starter and that's it. Your playoff odds drop 75%. Like, that's just not how it works, especially in Tampa. They plug and play. They find a way. It's still a very talented team, and I still think that they're very hungry after the way that last year ended for them. There's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of who gives a shit guys on that team where it's like, all right, cool. You think that we have a 25% chance of making the playoffs? Watch, we'll win the fucking division. Oh, you think the Yankees are better than us? We're gonna go fucking whatever it is, like 11-7 against them. Like they have that. I mean, like, listen to fucking Pete Fairbanks when he was doing his post-game press conferences after they beat the Yankees in the division series. Like, yeah, maybe ESPN will get our names right now. Like, okay, like they have a lot of fuck you over there, and I don't think that they come into this season thinking, okay, we made it to the World Series. We proved ourselves. We hung with the Dodgers. We didn't get swept. We lost in 6. Like, that's not the attitude that Rays team has. So to say that, okay, they lost Blake Snell, end of an era. Like, no. By the way, you ever heard of a fucking slaughter before? Because the sex god Tyler Glasnow has one, and all these people that are chirping at me every time I post Tyler Glasnow highlights on Twitter, and they're like, I don't even know why you like him. He's mediocre. Have you seen his playoff numbers? I don't know why you like him so much. Well, yeah, get a fucking load of the slaughter this year, baby. You come back to me in October and you tell me why the fuck you ever questioned whether or not I posted his highlights.
I can't.
Your ass.
I can't wait for him to put that baby on the corner.
Yeah.
Show me that
little
slutter.
slut piece.
Dirty little sluter.
Yeah.
Los Doyers.
Ooh.
Yeah, book it.
What's their over under for wins this year? Is it like 103?
I don't know.
What would you put it at?
I think that's comparable. I think that's a safe neighborhood.
Where would you go with it?
I like 105 was the number on my head. I would say I would obviously take the over on your 103 and a half. Yeah, I think that they can, because I do, man. I think there's going to be some good eating for them in the rest of that division.